Welcome traders to a world of limitless trading possibilities. Now whether you're a seasoned trader or you're new to this channel, you're in for a treat. Today I'm diving into a stock watch list that's brimming with opportunities, full of inside bars, and I'm giving it to you for absolutely free. Okay, I do these videos for you, these daily watch lists for you guys for free every single day. My Discord is also free. That link is in the description below, so make sure you're joining in on that. So this video is not just about charts and numbers, it's about your journey to trading success. Now, if you've ever faced challenges in your trading endeavors, trust me, you're not alone. And I'm here to make your trading journey smoother and more profitable, and I want to start that right now. What we do is trade the strat, and this is very organic. You'll notice on my chart there aren't any waves, there's not any there's no ESI, there's no RSI, there's no MACD, there's no crossing lines. We're not looking for any of that. We are organic trading, so don't miss out on this video. Stay tuned. You are in the right place. So let's dive right in. The screen that you see in front of you, I want to start with saying this is TradingView. It's what I use to chart all of my setups, all of my plays. If you've never used TradingView or you're looking for something like TradingView, there's a link in the description below. It'll give you a free 30-day trial to their sub-based services. And then if you decide to use any of those sub-based services, you'll get up to $15 off or $30 off of that subscription fee. So make sure you take advantage of that offer. Let's get started with AMD. So we talked about inside bars. I said there are a lot of inside bars. It's what we're going to talk about a lot today. So inside bars, when we're talking about the strat, there are three candlestick types. Inside bars or the one bar. That candlestick number that you see there, that's part of my indicator, as is this time frame indicator, time frame continuity. You can find that link for that indicator in the description below, or you can get it as part of my Griswold Gold membership. The inside bars or one bars, it's a consolidating candle. You notice that it's yellow, also part of my indicator. So when we're looking at this and we see that yellow bar, I want you guys to think of a spring being squished, compacted, loaded. And when we release that pressure off of that spring, we look for an explosion in one direction or the other. And we call these consolidating candles because they don't break the high or the low of the previous candle. They're stuck within the range of the previous candle. So we're looking for this thing to break out to one side or the other of this candle right here. So when the next candle opens on Tuesday, we're looking for a break to the high side or the low side. We're looking for that explosion, as if that spring had its pressure removed from it and it was looking for a big move. And all we have to do is go back and look at past inside bars like we did here. A big run to the bottom. This one didn't work out like we expected, but that's probability, guys, and we play probabilities. This one didn't work out as expected. We had a little bump up, and then it came back down. This one, run to the downside. This one, we triggered and targeted to the upside. This one, triggers, target to the upside. So every trade, every strategy that we look at is always, and it has to be this way, is always based off of probability, because we don't know what the next candlestick is going to be. So when we look at probabilities, we say, yes, when we have an inside bar, the probability of this trade working out in our favor is very high. And that's what we look at. We look at these probabilities. So that's what we look for off of AMD's inside bar here. We move on to Citigroup, Citibank. Same thing. We have these inside bars. And we didn't talk about targets, but I'm going to put a target in here for you right now. Target 1, if we trend to the downside, is just the bottom of the preceding wick. Okay? If we head to the upside, it's the top of the preceding wick. That's our target. These candlesticks are telling you a story. It's very organic. We're just looking at what the candlesticks are telling us, and it's saying, if I trigger to the upside, I'm very likely to hit this first target. If I trigger to the downside, I'm very likely to hit this first target. And again, this is true on all time frames. If you don't want to trade off of the day, by all means, trade off of the hour, the 30, the 15. My personal way of trading, I use one ticker. I use SPY, and I trade off of the 15-minute chart. I set my triggers and targets on the 15-minute, just like we are on the daily, and then I move down to the 5-minute to manage my trade because it reduces my risk. At the end of this video, there's going to be more videos on the SPY. I call it the SPY 155. It's what I use every single day to trade. It is part and parcel with the strat that I'm teaching you here today. I've just really narrowed it down. I've simplified it because when you simplify trading, trading becomes simplified. Datadog, D-Dog, double inside bar. We don't see these very often. 2 straight days of consolidation. And if we go back and look for the last time, so this gold bar, also part of my indicator, gives you these highly powerful 3-1 setups. The last time we had a double inside bar, we just go back and look for a blue highlight. There it is. And we can see the results. Double inside bar, big move to the downside. That's what we look for off of those double inside bars. The big moves. Do they always happen that way again? No, they don't. But probability tells us that yes, the majority of the time they play out. And if we go back even further, this is how rare they are. I'm quite far back and I haven't seen a second one. So that is it. One time in the history of Datadog have we had a double inside bar. This is the second one. I went a little bit too high. There we go. So second time we've had a double inside bar on Datadog on the daily chart. We'll see how it plays out. This, anytime I've got a double inside bar, I'll give you guys a little hint here. They will always be on my top 5. And I mentioned the top 5 earlier. It's just the top 5 plays out of this list that I think are going to perform the best. I give those to the Griswold Gold membership. The link to join is in the description below. It is by far the cheapest membership you will find with the most value added. You get the top 5s every day on these, on the weekly swings, on the monthly swings. You get this indicator for free. You get a 1-hour course on what I'm teaching you here today. Okay, it just goes into it a little bit more extensively. You get one-on-ones with me. You get live trading bots. So bots that send you out the trades that are setting up on the 5, the 15, the 30, and the hourly charts as they happen directly to you. Let's look at eBay. This one's a little bit different than what we've seen. So this is a 2 candle. So a 2 candle is a directional candle. It can only break the high side or the low side of the previous candle. In this case, we broke to the upside. We call that a 2 up. Obviously, if it broke to the downside, we would call that a 2 down. But there's the number 2 right here. We've got a 2 up. What's unique about it, this 2 up, is that it finished red. And when we have a 2 up that finishes red, that tells me sellers took this thing back. And it gives me, again, a higher probability that we are going to trend down on the following candle. Not always the case, but probability-wise, that's what it's telling me. So we're going to look for puts here at $40.03. If you guys have questions, make sure you're leaving them down below. Make sure you're subbed so you get these videos. That you need to click the bell. That will give you the notifications for when I send these videos out. I'm also on Twitter at Mr. Clark Griswold. I'm on Instagram. You can leave questions on any of those platforms. But please make sure you give me a thumbs up to help this video out. Goldman Sachs inside bar. We look for calls at 328.90, puts at 322.10. The one thing I didn't mention about the inside bar is when we're talking about the strat, the inside bar is an actionable signal, meaning it is a high probability play. There are 3 high probability plays when we're talking about the strat. One is the inside bar. Okay, so we can take the break of that on either side, and our targets are marked out accordingly. The others, if we look at Coca-Cola, so we talked about the inside bar. Coca-Cola also has a shooter candle, meaning we have this body of the candle at the bottom and this big long wick to the top. That is an actionable signal. The other one we have is a hammer candle, which is the exact opposite of the shooter candle, where the body's at the top and the wick is at the bottom. So 3 high probability candlesticks: inside bar, shooter, and the hammer. Okay, so we have 2 of those. We have a shooter, we have an inside bar. So we can look for calls at 57.28, puts at 56.74. Some of you might be asking what that blue line is. That represents a trigger for my monthly trades, my monthly swings. Okay, so if I look at that, my monthly trigger is set because we had a 2 down. that finished green, told me the buyers brought it back. And what do we have? The hammer candle. So this is telling me there's a high probability that over the month, Coca-Cola is going to trend to the upside. So be cognizant of that, cautious, aware that we may, and this blue line is telling me where we are post-market right now. So be aware, still a probability that we trend to the upside, because it's telling me that on the week, on the month, on the quarter, there are buyers in this. On the year, there are sellers, but everywhere else, we are looking green. We look at Procter & Gamble PG with the inside bar. We'll mark out the targets together here. Bottom of the preceding wick, top of the preceding wick. Very, very simple rules to follow. You also notice there is a blue bar there for the monthly. We are 2 up on the month because we had a 2 down, finished green. Not so much a hammer candle, but a 2 down, finished green. We are 2 up on the month currently. So watch Procter & Gamble tomorrow. We head back to the daily chart and we move on to Nike. Nike with the inside bar. So calls here at 107.60, puts at 106.37 off of that inside bar. Then we go to Roku, also with an inside bar. So we can look for calls there at 85.43, puts at 80.92. Shopify, also with the inside bar. There's a ton of them. Okay, calls at 61.78, puts at 59.71. And please, guys, please, and girls, if you do have the questions, you can ask them down below. I will answer them. I'll answer them on Twitter. You can DM me there if you want them to be private, or join the Discord. I answer the questions in there as well. And again, the membership is for people who want the added value with the course, with the indicator, with the live trade setups coming to you. Okay, added value. You buy 2 months, you get the 3rd month free. It is a really, really good value. You'll make that back in one trade. There's multiple traders that are constantly in that room making money, trade after trade. There's a guy that came to me. He basically quit. We had a little discussion. He had a $100,000 account, dropped it down to 40. He had a $12,000 week, $10,000 week, I believe. The day, maybe the day or 2 days after he said he was going to quit. We're bringing him along. We're teaching him the strategies, showing him where to enter, where to exit, the little nuances, the little things that you need to be aware of as a trader. I've been trading for a long time, 20 years. And some people it doesn't take as long. It took me a while to find a beat, to find a rhythm, to find something that I was actually comfortable with trading. And it wasn't, MACDs and crossing EMAs and RSIs and all that kind of stuff. It was when I made things simple, trading became simple. And that's really what it comes down to. We move on to Tesla. Tesla has the 2 down, and it finished red. I'm going to take Tesla off of there. I would like to see that as a green if it was going to be on there. Inside bar on Wells Fargo. So calls at 41.79, puts at 41.15. Stay with me. We're going to go over my favorite ticker at the end. And, well, here we are. We're at it. We're at SPY. I don't trade SPY when it trades inside day. If it's trading within the range of the previous candle, I don't touch it. It gets too choppy. Not saying that it doesn't work, but until we break out like this, until we break the high or the low of this candle on Monday, it didn't, so I didn't trade it. Okay, it's one of my rules, and I talk about that in the SPY 155 videos. But moving into Tuesday, we have a inside bar. We have a slight hammer candle. We will call it a hammer candle, so high probability to the upside. Still has that potential to come back down. And I want to mention something here. If you guys stuck with me, you're going to learn one other thing here. You notice I put a target here. When I said if it trends to the downside, we're looking for targets at the bottom of the preceding wicks, except for when we have this gap. Okay? And when I say gap, I mean no candlestick between here and here. So when we have those gaps, our target becomes that gap fill. Okay? So target 1, target 2 is the gap fill. The next target is just the bottom of the preceding wick. So that's SPY. Make sure you're tuned into the Discord. Myself and a couple others, a few others, are usually in there in the SPY 155 room, chatting this stuff up, talking about trades we're jumping into. Make sure you guys check it out. It is free to join the Discord, okay? Good luck trading Tuesday, guys. I wish you, as always, nothing but the best, and we will see you all on the next one. Bye-bye.